Well, hi guys, here we are. It's quite an exciting morning, I've got to say. A little bit of background on this actually, just for those who, well, first of all, please do subscribe, please do like the video, etc, etc. Part of my work is filming, and I had a call a few months ago, and I was absolutely thrilled because it was to do some aerial work for Fully Charged, which is a channel you probably will be familiar with. If not, you should definitely check it out. At Silverstone, which I did anyway. Long story short, I ended up going then to their live show, which they have each year, which is awesome. And my son came along with me, and we decided over lunch we should hire a Model S and we should drive somewhere with some meaning. And so we're based in South Wales, and we decided actually, if we're going to drive somewhere in a Model S, why don't we drive to Edinburgh? So we are about to embark on a 393-mile journey, testing, I guess, a electric car as it should be tested on a road trip. And so right now it is the Friday morning, 16th of August, just gone 7:30. I'm actually at Cribbs Causeway in Bristol, and there is the Model S just charging up, just putting some juice in it before Matt gets here. I picked it up yesterday, actually hired it from a company just by Taunton. It's an absolute beauty to drive, I've got to say. More impressed than I thought I would be, I think. It's a big beast of a car, mind, and I think, you know, probably has made me think actually Model 3 is probably better suited for me. It is a beast of a heavy car to drive, but it looks awesome. So we'll get a few shots of it now, and then we'll sort of try and do a bit of a video blog. And we want to test a few things as we're doing this. So we want to see, you know, what is it like for range? How does the range really work? It's going to be a lot of motorway driving until we get about 100 miles south of Edinburgh. You know, how does the supercharger system work? I mean, already this morning, funny enough, I left the house really early thinking I'll get to Cribbs Causeway really early. I'll get a good 45-minute charge up to full before we set off from here. And when I arrived at Cribbs Causeway, the blooming barriers were down, so I couldn't get into the car park. So I had to go all the way around from the other side. And then the barrier was down just outside the car park where the Tesla charge stations are. So already this morning we had a couple of little hiccups that have started to raise the range anxiety levels already a little bit, but yeah, by the by, we're still in plenty of time. It is just gone 7:30 and the car is already on charge, and we'll just take a look at that actually. So there you can see it's already on 128 miles actually, and it was on probably about 90 when I got here. It says it needs an hour time remaining, and it's charging at 66 kilowatts. It was up to 93 kilowatts earlier on. So, oh, it's added 46 miles since I've got here. I haven't been here that long. So, don't know whether that's good, bad or indifferent. I was thinking it would be up in the 90s, maybe even higher, but I'm not really sure. Brand new to this, so don't really know. But yeah, so we've got a bit of time to wait. An hour. I think that will be actually less by the time we get around to it. We're already on 130 miles. We could already, you know, start our journey, I guess, couldn't we, with that? So there we are, we shall wait and see. So here we are, Matt, say hello.
Hello, hello.
So, initial thoughts?
It's creepily quiet. I don't like it. So you put your foot down and nothing happens.
Apart from you go.
Whoa. Regenerative braking is difficult to get used to, but we've literally just left. We are literally 3 minutes into our journey, so I'm sure I will get used to it. But yeah, it's just smooth and spacey, and it's the future. We're living in the future.
It's nice to drive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really nice to drive, but unless I look down, like, I don't know, I guess in my own car, I feel like I always have a concept of how fast I'm going based on me knowing how the car sounds, but you don't get that at all.
No.
So
you have to look at the screen.
I'm looking down probably more than I would be. Oh, there we go, it says how far we've gone. We've gone 7.5 miles this journey.
Oh, there we are.
So, and it thinks we've done
12.
13
If
minutes.
that carries on, if that's linear,
We're in trouble.
So a little bit of an update on where we are, is it? Firstly, so we
Sure.
are on our way. Well, on our way. We've had one little pit stop just for no charging, just for refreshments, and we are just coming up towards. You might see this on the other camera anyway. Just coming up towards Worcester. We are 10:34. We should be at our first stop, which is Kiel for a supercharger, where we've got 40 minutes. So that's what we're going to do for 40 minutes, Matt.
Don't know, we probably shouldn't have had breakfast in hindsight.
Yeah, we should have waited and had breakfast at 10:35.
Point
So we've
seven.
done 60 miles,
Yeah, and we're down to 137 miles on the battery.
and we started at 196.
Yeah.
So 137 plus 57 is 194. So that's actually quite accurate then, 2 miles difference. That's pretty spot on.
But do we trust that there's actually 137 miles in there?
No, but the other reading, 58.1, has got to be actual miles, isn't it? As in your tachometer rather than guesstimate.
Yes.
Yes.
Surely.
So that's right then. So what about feel of the car?
So yeah, so like you'd mentioned to me that you felt like it was a very heavy car. And yeah, I feel that. Like you feel that like kind of floaty
Wobbliness?
wobble.
Yeah.
But it's so smooth. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like when you turn, there's almost a bit of bit of an over.
Yeah, like the weight shifting
Yes.
almost somehow
Yeah.
or something.
That might be a setting. It might be that we're on
We're in comfort mode, so maybe it's like a gyro, like it's trying to
Well, the suspension might
steady the boat.
If you change out the sport mode, the suspension might harden. I don't know. We'll
Do
have
you
a
want
look
to change it
at
to sport mode?
that. We could do. I'll do that now.
Let's do it. Although we're about to come into Birmingham traffic, so
Well, let's go on to standard.
Okay.
Oh, that's steering mode though. See, so it sort of says to me that you got traction controllers on. I think that's probably best to leave on.
Yeah.
I'll put steering on to standard. And you probably don't notice any difference, have you? No.
well, I don't know. Is it a placebo thing? It does actually kind of feel stiffer,
Does it? Oh well, we'll do that. That's okay then. We'll leave it like that.
but that could be entirely in my head, and now I'm second guessing myself.
But other than that, the drive I think is really relaxing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and not difficult to drive at all. I mean, you
No,
know,
and even like this is definitely the biggest car I've ever driven
Yeah.
any reasonable distance.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, I'm used to it already.
yeah,
I think the regenerative braking is something that I won't get used to because I'm going to be mainly driving on motorways.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So like when we were just pulling out the services, I was like, it was a bit stop start.
yeah.
Because I'm not using it on the
But
motorway,
that does,
obviously.
yeah. But around town, I don't think it takes long to get used to.
No, I'm sure it wouldn't. I'm sure it wouldn't, but it is.
Yeah, it feels quite a natural. I think it's like quite a natural way to drive, and to the point where you're almost not using the brake at all.
Well, that's it. But I think I was so stop start because I was using the brake as well when I probably didn't need to be.
Yeah.
It was all.
Like roundabouts, I find that you don't have to touch the brake at all for
Right.
roundabouts because you can slow down, check if anything's coming, and pull up around.
Right. So the regenerative braking will slow you to a stop, or not quite.
When I drove the Nissan Leaf, it does. I don't think it does on this. So the journey, just to give you a little overview of the whole journey then, we've got 315 miles yet to go. So we're not nearly there yet. And we're actually driving to Edinburgh. We're staying in Edinburgh in an Airbnb, and hopefully if things go well, we should arrive there in 6 hours time, which would be 20 to 10, 4 o'clock. But we've got to try and somehow work out, we don't want to arrive there. We're going to arrive there with 19% of battery according to the screen. And we want a bit more of a buffer than that really, don't we?
I think so.
So we might stay at the last stop.
Yeah, stop in Gretna Green and stay there for longer than the 25 minutes it's telling us.
Yes, yeah. So Kiel is the next stop now in 40 odd minutes. Oh, just nearly an hour, 50 minutes. And then Gretna Green, where of course you can get married in like 5 minutes at Gretna Green.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I'm pretty certain there's like you can.
Well, it's the Vegas of the UK, is it?
It is.
Oh, brilliant.
And isn't it something to do with the Greenwich Mean Time? No, that's Greenwich. That's something to do with Gretna Green. Right, Gretna Green is...
None of this is making it in anyway, so don't worry about it.
No, so Gretna Green is the place where you can go there, get married in like 5 minutes flat.
Why?
Well, it just loads of people do. It's quite a famous place to get married. I'll Google it in a minute and find out
Make
why.
sure that you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am. I'm pretty sure I am. I really like the fact, now this will be different in the Model 3, because in the Model 3 obviously you've only got the one screen, which is landscape rather than this beautiful 17-inch portrait one here. But I still quite like that at the moment, having some information directly in front of you through the steering wheel.
On the dash. So do you not get this on the Model 3?
No.
So
on the Model 3, there is nothing in here apart from this turned up that way.
Oh, that would be weird.
And all the speedo stuff is on the right-hand side of that screen. So it is, they reckon that you get used to it very quickly. But what I do like is the sat-nav on there. The little bit of sat-nav that you've got on that display in front of you, I think is really good. It's a bit like Audi. Audi have done a similar thing with their digital display. And then this huge screen here, to have the whole map there, I think is awesome.
I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think if I was having to look over here, because like I was saying earlier about the speed, like not being aware of what speed I'm doing, if I was having to look over there to see it, it'd be even worse. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd like that. But then, I guess it's the sort of thing you get used to, right?
Apparently.
Like everything else.
Within a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But overall, I must admit, I quite like the look of it. I quite like the feel of it. I love the technology in it. And it'll be interesting to see as well, when we pull into our first stop, it says there that we're actually going to have 30% of battery left.
That's been going up because of my incredible economic driving.
On a motorway.
It started at 25.
How are you doing regen braking on a motorway?
Because I'm amazing.
Because you keep accelerating and braking.
Yeah.
Accelerating and braking, yeah.
Yeah. It's the optimal way to drive your Tesla.
So last night we did a 0 to 60 thing, which I haven't got any footage of, but fair play. And this is the standard one. This is the 85. It's not the performance model. It's not the dual motor model. Basically, it's the 5.5 0 to 60. But that feels incredibly fast because of the instant torque that you get from the motor.
Yeah.
But even like now, here we are at 70. Even if you put your foot down now, there is some. Not that you might, there's roadworks in 2 miles time, but you could do just a little bit there, couldn't you? Yeah. I mean, that's enough. That's fine. So, you can go back in the middle lane there, and no, but
we got another 300 miles to go. You'd be walking it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be bonding time. It's probably going to be opposite, isn't it? But don't talk to each other when we get to Edinburgh. But anyway, no. So.
Yeah, even at 70,
is incredible.
Yeah.
And the acceleration this has got is pretty similar. 0 to 60 time is pretty similar to the Model 3, the Model 3 Standard Plus.
Yeah. Didn't mean to do that. Meant to do.
But what gets me is if this feels like it does, what does it feel like being in the performance model, which would take over 2 seconds?
Oh, and has
off that time.
Has what's it? Insane mode or what's it called?
Ludicrous. That's
Ludicrous
a P100, I think.
Oh, okay.
But even the dual motor of this car, I think does 0 to 60 in 3.2 or something, like 4.2. But it's even quicker than this, and you can't imagine that being without making you feel sick.
No. It'd be like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Kickoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so you join us just past West Bromwich. Is that right? Yeah, it looks like it. Coming up towards Walsall. Top north of Birmingham now, which is good. We've just got through all the roadworks in Birmingham. We're supposed to be on the M5.
And the reason we turn the cameras back on is you just said, I predict, and I stopped you and made you put the cameras on.
Yes, so I predict, this is my prediction from my early experience with a Model S, or I guess probably with any electric car. We are going to be arriving at Kiel services
keep to the right.
Every time I turn the mic on, she
Unbelievable.
interrupts me.
She hasn't said anything for like 20 minutes.
Okay, so we are going to arrive at Kiel in 37 minutes. We should be arriving there with 32% of battery,
Still going up.
with 40 minutes charge time stop. The only problem is when I say I'm going to predict something, I'm not sure where that 40%, that 40-minute charge takes us to. Only the computer knows that. But if we
That's
were
true.
like, so actually my prediction might not work now. But what I was going to predict was that it will take longer than 40 minutes.
To charge?
Yes. That'll work because right now the computer is saying when we get to Kiel in 35 minutes time, we are going to need to charge for 40 minutes to be able to go on to our next part of the journey.
Yeah.
I think we'll be there longer than 40 minutes.
Although interestingly, it's saying we're going to stop at Kiel, charge.
32%.
It's not telling us how much battery we're going to have in
No,
Gretna
so
Green.
when
But it is telling us to stop there for 25 minutes.
yeah, well, it must obviously wait to
But
see
then
what we leave Kiel with.
But it knows we're going to end up
Well,
in
we might not. We might
Edinburgh with
decide to
19.
go-
Or
Oh,
at least
that's
it
true.
thinks it does.
That's true.
Where
Yeah,
is it
that's
pulling
true.
these numbers from?
I know it from.
Also, it said we're gonna,
Elon's got a little computer in his pocket.
yeah, he's doing it himself.
He gets a text and he just goes
40 minutes. Don't even know where Edinburgh
call
is.
it 40.
But also, that's gone up from. It said we were going to arrive with 27% battery when we started. Now it's at 32, but it still says we're staying for 40 minutes.
And that's on a motorway. I don't understand how you've managed to get regen, unless we're just driving we are driving reasonably slow. We're doing 54 miles an hour now only because of the traffic volume, so maybe it's that. Maybe it was
Maybe.
assuming we were going to be doing 70 miles an hour and therefore using more energy than we are.
I don't know.
It's just a shame the timings are slightly off, aren't they? Because
But they
if that had
always
been
are.
lunchtime, we could have stopped for lunch then. Unless we have an early lunch.
We literally just had breakfast. You want to stop in Kiel for lunch?
Well, we're going to be there for 40 minutes. Just seems to make use of the time.
2 o'clock is a fine time for lunch.
All right, okay. We've only got 25 minutes to eat your lunch. No, that'll be all right. Yeah, we'll do that.
I want to test something then.
What do you want to test?
Go onto your phone and see if you can activate lights and horns and stuff from your phone right now
While you're driving.
while I'm driving.
What if
Maybe don't
what
beep
if I
the
hit
horn.
the button that says emergency brake?
Eject the seat.
Yeah.
Just see if it's
All
available.
right.
Just see if it's a thing. Because
Right.
last night,
Right now?
yeah, do it right now. Do it right
Okay.
now. Last night you were driving the car home from the rental place, and you sent me all the information so I could log into the app.
Yeah.
And it looked like I could, from Oxford, whilst you were driving down the M4, it looked like I could activate your horn and lights. I didn't, because I didn't want to freak you out. Thought you'd rented a haunted Tesla, but
I probably would have said that's Matt, that is.
Would you actually?
I reckon I would have, yeah.
I kind of wish I had tried
It was the sort of thing that I would do.
Yeah. There was no option to activate the fart function,
Ah, right.
unfortunately.
No,
So it's like-
that should be in a software update.
That definitely should be.
To be able to activate fart, which we'll do in a minute, because that's the best thing ever, that. To activate
It's the
fart,
best thing ever.
it's worth buying the car
Such a
for.
child.
Keep to the right.
Right, what am I looking at? I need to turn my... Because I'm connected to all these cameras, I just need to turn my Wi-Fi off. And
Oh, right.
It's all right. So I'm
You
on
can do it
4G.
on mine otherwise.
No, it's okay, I'm on 4G now, so...
So you go into the app and
So I don't know what the problem is now. I'm on time lapse
That's
on
on
this
time
camera,
lapse,
yeah, but I
isn't
can
it?
show it on there, can't I, like that? So that's the app. And what is that saying now? It's saying that we've got 105 mile range, which matches what
Which
we've
is
got
right.
there. Controls, here we are. So, but see, this is the thing that slightly worries me, is that I could open the frunk right now.
surely
No,
not.
I can't, no, I can't.
Surely
It's
it wouldn't
greyed
let
out,
you.
it's greyed out.
Oh, it is greyed out. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And follow the
There's a speed limit mode, yeah, and I can adjust the maximum speed limit. That's quite good.
God.
I could put you down to 60 because I'm getting a little nervous. No, that's all right. So they're all greyed out, aren't they?
They're
can't
all
do any
greyed
of-
out, are they?
Yeah, so I can't do it.
Okay.
So while you're driving, which sort of makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
you'd
then
have some dickhead.
yeah, for sure. But then
Try
when
and
you
open
were
them.
parked up at the house,
and follow the M6 towards the northwest.
Yeah, we need to try that.
when we're parked up, see if we can do it. When would you ever use it? You would use it maybe to
So you're in
find
a
the car.
correct. you're in a car park, you didn't know where your car was, you're a bit disorientated.
Yeah.
Hoop the horn, and
Sure.
you'll get a audio
Maybe if-
signal of where you need to be heading
If you
for.
see some youths on the driveway acting suspiciously,
Beep the horn.
you can beep the horn.
That will terrify them, obviously, and they'll run
Exactly.
off straight away.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
potentially.
that. Look at that now. So I'm now looking at that screen on the app, and I know I'm sat in the car, and I could just look by there and see exactly the same information. But that's not the point. That's not the point. This could be Tracy now sat at home watching our trip, couldn't it?
Yeah.
She could log in anytime she wanted and see where we were.
Yeah.
So on
Creepy.
this app now, I can see that we're doing 62 miles. So she could text you and say, Matt, slow down, you're doing 71 mile an hour. Because she's got your speed
could.
limit. You're going north on the M6, you're at Wolverhampton.
If you owned a Tesla, would you actually use the app? You probably
Well,
would.
You probably would, I would.
For 27 miles.
But then you're.
Okay, one thing you can do with the app, of course, is set the temperature.
Oh,
So,
brilliant.
well, no, seriously. So it's winter. You're going to do the school run. Not that
Right.
I would, because you've all
Oh,
left
I see
school.
what you're saying. Okay.
You know, you wake up at 8:30.
Yeah.
And you decide, right, well, I'll tell you what, it's freezing cold outside, but I'll set the temperature in the car now to 20. And then when you come to get car's plugged in, so it's not using any of your battery because
Yeah.
it's taking the charge
Yeah,
off
yeah.
the wall, I'll jump in the car and it'll be lovely and roasty toasty.
Yeah, that is good. Maybe you would
But look,
use it.
there we are, look, you've got the diagram there of, I can alter the, I've just put it up to 20 now.
Well, the temperature.
Yeah. I can also turn on the heated seats from here. I've just turned your heated seat on. You've got your
Made
buttons.
about as much difference as comfort to
Well,
standard driving mode.
It would take. There's no heated seats in the back of this car. Oh, but
Although,
I'm going to take your heated seat off because, of course, that's going to affect our range, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're going to get there with 33%. You're just trying to sabotage my prediction now of 40% when we get there.
Yeah.
See your game.
Yeah, I like it. I think the app's quite good. It didn't have a very good rating, actually.
Yeah.
No, not in the App Store.
Why?
Somebody's nicked my car, my old car there.
Go to the App Store and read me some 1-star reviews of the Tesla app. I want to know what people are aggro about.
Needs more functionality. Great app. This is a
You can
3-star.
literally do everything.
Yeah, I know.
We
This
can
is a
turn on the
3
heated seats.
Well, no,
What
he's
more do
probably
you want?
all right. Give him a
All
chance.
right,
He might be coming up with some suggestions. You'll go flipping heck. That would be awesome.
That would
if we
be
could do
good.
that. So
Okay.
he is saying, great app. This is Criminal Dead, by the way.
Look, brilliant.
Great app, but would like to see the ability to dial current up and down whilst charging. Don't know what that even does.
That's
And
not a thing you get to decide, though, is it?
in the depths of winter, why can't I turn on the rear screen and demister to
Ah.
maximum? Now that is a good idea, just by flicking a button,
I
which
apologise,
I think you
Criminal
can
Dead.
actually do in a Nissan Leaf.
Oh, really?
I believe you can switch them on. Well, this guy here lacks features. 1, show us how many chargers are in use at the charge stations. Well,
does.
it does.
When did he review it?
23rd of December.
So it's 8 months ago. Maybe it wasn't a feature back. Anyway, see, we're happy with it. I think it's good.
Right, so 15 minutes, we'll switch back on when we're charging up. So we've arrived at Kiel. My prediction is completely wrong because if you look at the screen, it did say we were going to have a 40-minute wait time when we got to Kiel. It's always said that, and lo and behold, it is a 40-minute time remaining, and we just literally.
But didn't you
plugged in.
say that that's likely to go up?
Yes, so at the moment, I thought it would go up straight away. I thought as soon as we put it on there, it was going to be saying an hour,
Yeah.
but it isn't. Now, so we just have to say this is the first. We now know that the charge port is on the passenger side of the car.
Yeah. That was my mistake.
We've jumped out. I started filming Matt doing his first ever supercharge. Okay,
So where is it? What am I doing?
right, so you pull it out.
Yeah.
You come by here, look, this is where it is here, I think. Oh, it might be the other side, is it? I don't know. No, just come here and just sort see that button there?
Yeah.
Press that. Try the other side. Yeah, we're just our first time.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's this side, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go. I hit the button and it launched out. Appreciate
There we
the
are,
help.
look. Bit of help off another Tesla person. There you go. Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
So how did that go, Matt?
That went really well. As long as you have another user here to help you,
That's right.
you're great.
He must have thought you twits. And we were both looking at the indicator on the driver's side, and fortunately a very kind gentleman in another, we should get a shot of him really, but a very kind gentleman in another Model S, just over there, come over and helped us. So that's the etiquette of Tesla owners. So back
maybe
here now.
he's stuck here now for 40 minutes as well.
Well, maybe, but look here now. So that's really good. So that is now charging at 90 kilowatts, 89. It's probably going to go down now we're looking at it. It's like one of those things.
Yeah.
I always think it's like this with rugby. As soon as I start watching Wales play, they don't play as well because I'm watching them.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think this is the same. So it was 90, it's now 89. But 89 is still pretty good, I think. So that is delivering 275 miles per hour. So if you had it charging for an hour,
went way down and now back up. Okay, weird. Okay.
So if you were charging for an hour, you would get 270 mile range in an hour.
And then what's 16 miles at the end?
Is how much we've already gained since we've been sat here.
Fair play.
Now, bearing in mind, if you plug this in a 3-pin plug at home, right, you get 4 miles per hour.
Oh, why really?
Yeah. So that's the difference. No.
And so you can set the limit there now if you want.
Which we already have. See the little arrow?
Yeah.
That's saying it's 100%. We could bring that down now and a line would come down to a different percentage.
I see.
So that was quite funny. So the guy had to come out and assist us on, but that is really good. Still saying time remaining 40 minutes, even though we've been here longer than that. But we're already back up to 99 miles, look.
Yeah. So we drove in, you bang on 80, didn't we? 80 miles left?
Yeah.
If I remember rightly?
Yeah, it was,
I'm rubbing my mic
no,
there.
it was.
It's probably going to be horrible.
No, that's okay. It was 80 miles.
Yeah, bang on 80 miles.
And now we've gained 20 miles already. We've been sat here, what?
5 minutes, if that.
5 minutes.
How
did first charge go, Matt?
Terribly. They got hijacked. Didn't even give me a chance.
Well, we were looking on the wrong side of the car.
We were looking at the wrong side of the car. Look like idiots. He's not jumping out to help these lot, is he?
So they knew what to do. They did it straight away.
Yeah. So there's 4 Teslas here now, including us.
Yeah. There's only
Everybody's,
one,
which I didn't know this is a thing, but apparently it is. Everybody spaced themselves out, so nobody's charging next to each other. Because apparently, if you charge next to each other, you get a slower charge.
Correct.
Which it seems like everybody is fully aware of. Although, if I was doing this on my own, I would have parked up right next to him, and he would have been fuming with me. He wouldn't have got out, would he, to help me plug it in?
No.
So, we got about 20 minutes left on the charge here, apparently.
Yeah.
So we're gonna mess about in the settings and see all the bits we can change.
Okay.
That's all boring stuff. So, do you want to change it to sport? Probably not advised
No,
in the rain, is it?
let's keep it on standard because I was driving on comfort before to see if I feel a difference.
Fair enough. Regenerative braking, we're keeping on. We're not changing any of that.
Always connect.
So you can wipe it down.
Yeah, if you do that, it goes blank. I did that last night.
So maybe that's what happened when it went blank?
No.
No?
And I've put some screen cleaners in there as well in the glove box, so in case you want to do it again.
Did it get it was kind of gunky and...
It was kind of gunky. It's not a great advert for the hire company. It was kind of gunky when I picked it up.
Nice.
And I've hoovered it since picking it up as well. Yeah, I have, yeah.
Oh wow, fair play.
Yeah, that's EV Vision, naughty.
Naughty. Time format,
I'll
probably
give them their car back cleaner than they gave it to me.
Probably.
Yeah, well, that's probably been left on the whole time. Oh, is our helper going?
Bye-bye.
Waving. Isn't that nice? It's a bit of a club, I think.
Yeah, he was
Club.
nice to us.
He was nice, yeah. He saw us struggling.
Oh, we would have figured it out. We knew what we were doing wrong.
on the wrong side. Pointing, pressing the button.
You told me to do that.
Well,
like,
you do.
It's like amazing what's going to happen.
And it worked because when we went round the other side, it was already open.
I know. So I blame you fully. Anyway, all right. So that'll calculate our trip now. We should do that before we leave Edinburgh on the way home.
Yes, we will. There's a manual there. Like you can press a whole manual. It will tell you everything about the car.
Welcome to the next 6 hours of our video.
Press X out of that at the top left. And then see the Tesla badge at the very top middle of the screen, hit that. And then scroll down, pull that whole thing down from the top, that's it. There's your little,
What?
there's the arcade one, look. Tesla on the right hand side, top.
What's the deer?
I think that's something to do with Christmas.
Santa mode. Use the voice command. Ho ho ho.
Okay.
Are we doing it? Are we?
Ho ho ho.
Nothing.
All right.
Just
Oh,
hit
you can
that.
just do it anyway. So we're now on Santa mode.
So now if I say, so it's listening now?
It's playing that on its own.
Oh, it is playing that on its own. It's August. This isn't okay. All right.
I think actually when you look at the sat nav, you become a reindeer as well on there.
Oh, I like it.
No, all right. I made that up.
Okay.
Can you turn
Brilliant.
that off?
I don't know how to, because I just went back into it. It didn't. There's no option to.
Close.
Let's just restart it. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to figure out how to shoot and move. Okay, you got to shoot. How do you move? Oh.
Oh.
That didn't seem right.
And then how do I fire?
Tap, right?
I got it. Well, that's quite awkward because this would
Oh,
be
you got
better
to hit
than
that button to. No,
it'd be
no,
better
you
in the
haven't, have
left-hand car. It'd be better in the left-hand
you?
car.
We've just had a Tesla driver pull up
Yeah.
next to us.
Let's just
There's
see
a
now.
free one over there, to be fair.
Yeah.
So he's not abiding by Tesla etiquette.
No.
But it will be interesting to see if this does
Yeah.
affect our charge. So how do we get back to the charging?
You just plugged in. We were on 38. And we're still on 38.
Problem is, if we leave now, can you see that on the camera? It says we're going to get to Gretna Green. If we left now, we'd get to Gretna Green with 4%.
Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough of a.
No, I
look,
agree.
look, let's come up my watch. Look, have a look at this, Matt.
What's happened?
I've had a message come up on my watch saying that your Tesla supercharging is almost complete. Please check the app for more details. Idle fees may apply beginning of 5 minutes after charge session ends. So if I left my car here and went for a coffee, after the charging finishes in 10 minutes, I might be charged.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. I haven't seen that on my watch before.
That's quite cool.
So, here we are.
So he's plugged in now.
Yeah,
Is he?
we're still on 38. Yeah, he's plugged in and gone.
Yeah, we're down to 38.
We were down to 38 anyway, and I know that's a fact because what happens is the further you come to full charge, the slower it goes.
Right.
That is the thing. So, interestingly, how much is left on your timer you put? Because we are
Yeah,
now
that'll be
on.
interesting. 10 minutes left, time remaining. But maybe that only goes down in 5 minutes, which would make sense because we were sat here for a
Yes.
few minutes
Yeah.
and it
No,
stayed on
that's-
40. 6 minutes left on the timer.
So, at 5 minutes on the timer, that might change to
That
5
might
minutes.
change to 5 minutes.
You'll see that now. So, that's not bad. That's been all right, isn't it?
It's been alright.
It's been an okay break. You could live with that, couldn't you?
Especially, yeah, if you spend your time playing video games.
Which means we could just have
There's
a quick look
5
at
on
one
there.
more. Yeah. So should we finish recording now, just play more video games and then come back later?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, we've been sat here now. How long have we been here?
An hour. We pulled in at 11:15 and it's now 11:45.
With a 40-minute charge time notification.
Yeah.
And we've now been here just over an hour,
We've played some games, we've listened to some music, we've been sat in the car.
which may have affected it, but I can't imagine it would affect it by much
Yeah.
because it don't. It's a screen, isn't it? So we've got the light on, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway. So we were just watching the screen now. We're now on 217 mile range, which will get us to Gretna Green with 16% left over. I'm tempted for us just to go now because it was showing 5 minutes time remaining, and both Matthew and I were just staring at it. And as we stared at it, it flicked down to like 20 kilowatts. It's now gone down to 16 kilowatts, and it now has gone to 20 minutes time remaining. Sure.
I think we get going, I'll look
Yeah.
for more superchargers.
And we're on 18%
We're
now.
going to get there with 18%, and I think we're going to get there with more like 23, 24%.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's. I'm going to switch that camera off behind us now quickly.
Oh, is that still running?
It's on time lapse still. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that noise?
I'm going to switch you off. Bye-bye. So, little update then. We are 17-ish miles away from Gretna Green, our second stop.
Yee.
We're going to get there with 30% battery, 29% battery, which is 10% more battery than it thought when we left our first charge,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Which means it wasn't worth us staying the extra 20 minutes, 15 minutes
Definitely not.
at our first charge.
And on top of that, because the charge rate drops so significantly towards the end of your charge, you're not gaining much on those last 15 minutes. You're gaining like a mile a minute.
Yeah.
And we're going to end up, we think, with we've got 80 mile range now.
Yeah.
So how far have we got to go before we get to the next stop, miles
70 miles.
Right, so we're going to end up with 60 miles of range.
Yeah.
Easy. So we would have ended up with 45 miles of range if we'd left that 20 minutes earlier, 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Which would have been fun.
It also, when we left that first charge, it said we had 218 in the bank.
Yeah.
But we think we had about an extra 10 on that.
Yeah.
Based on how many we've driven, how many we've got left.
Yes. Yeah.
So how many it says we have left. Could be wrong.
Well, we've done 147 miles, physical miles, since the charge, and we've got a 79 range left, so that's 227 miles.
Yeah.
If that was true, the 79, which it might be, seems to be. In fact, it could be slightly more.
Could be slightly more. I would err on the side of it being slightly more than less,
what it is,
based on what we've done so
Yeah.
far, but that is a risk. And we are about to enter Scotland.
Yeah.
So we've also decided that standard driving mode is much nicer than comfort,
Correct.
weirdly. We haven't
don't
tried
feel
sport.
so wobbly, especially at speed.
Yeah.
Don't feel so
Yeah,
soft
no, I
and
agree.
spongy.
I agree. We're fiddling around, and there's a couple of buttons down here that are kind of hidden that are really useful. So the middle one is traffic. So that wasn't activated earlier. It now is. So we're getting, see these yellow lines in the middle here are going to show us where traffic is and building up. And earlier on, it took us off the motorway for a mile and saved us, we reckon, about 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was
That was
well worth.
excellent.
Yeah. Now I don't know if it would have done that regardless of whether or not we put the traffic feature on.
No.
Maybe that's just a display thing.
No,
but
I think it uses traffic feature for working out distance and times. And predictions of arrivals and all that.
So that was well worth it.
That was excellent.
And then the bottom button on this list is a little lightning bolt thing. Can you see that? Hold on, I'll zoom in. There you go. Little lightning bolt. So you hit that, and that will bring up all the charging stations that are within distance. Although it doesn't seem to take into account the route you're currently on. So it's showing ones that we've already been past and ones that are coming up. But what it does allow you to do is it will show you. Can you see that? It's really difficult to see. It shows you how many stations there are at that services or wherever.
It looks like a battery charging thing, doesn't it?
There you go, I
Four
focused in on
possible
it now.
spaces.
4 possible spaces, 2 in use. So that's super useful. It's not as easy as it is to see on the map.
Well, it does worry us a little bit, that, doesn't it? That
Well, that there are only 2 left.
Yes.
Yes.
But
yeah, a little bit.
we reckon we've got enough, if we wanted to go to
Abington,
which is
I can do it.
yeah, let you do that.
Up here,
Yeah.
which has a lot of stations.
8, and there's only one.
And there's only one in use.
And we
So,
reckon the distance between Gretna Green and there is about
45 miles.
and we'll have maybe 60.
So that'll be risky.
It'll be risky, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's really good. I like that.
Yeah, so that's a cool little feature that we discovered.
Yeah.
Because it kind of felt pretty hidden
Yeah, it did.
for some reason.
Good.
So
Right.
yeah, we've done how many miles have we done total now? 270 miles probably? 280 miles?
Yeah.
And we've got another 100 miles to go.
And we've only charged
Yeah.
once. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's better than I thought. It doesn't feel, range anxiety doesn't feel like a thing to me now.
I mean, it will if we get to Gretna Green and everybody's...
They've all taken them up.
I mean, we will be better off just staying there and waiting. So, we've been charging for how long?
3 days.
No, not long.
About 40 minutes.
I think a little bit less than 40 minutes.
Falcon doors, alert.
I think a little bit less than 40 minutes.
Right.
We're at 192 miles on the battery. We got 93 miles to go to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So I think we just go.
Yeah, I think we do.
We were talking about whether or not we should stop at another services to charge because we were charging this. It was already down to 35 kilowatts going in,
Yeah.
which we felt like was too low. It was going too slow. So we thought we'll go charge it again.
So theoretically now we're going to get to our destination, there'll still be nearly 100 miles in, which means that we could then on the way return journey on Sunday just go to Abington, which is only 40 miles away. We'll have 100 miles range with a 40-mile journey. Yeah, that's fine.
So that's what we're going to do.
Pleasantly uneventful.
Pleasantly uneventful.
Well, yeah, what I mean is it's not been, I mean, my bladder range is less than the battery range.
100%, yeah.
A lot less.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know, and it makes sense to stop. I mean, we're all too, you know, I've done it in the past where you just keep going.
Yeah.
Because you want to get home. And actually, that's no good for
Now
you.
bear left.
You get tired. And so, at least we've been able to stretch our legs, have a bite to eat, a little bit of a drink.
North? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely north, yeah. And
Please follow the road for 47
and
miles.
therefore we're sort of much better refreshed. No.
So it'll be interesting to see now. We're going to get to our destination with 42% left in the battery.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if that goes up, because no traffic according to the Tesla on the way there. I can't imagine. There's got to be traffic in Edinburgh around rush hour during Edinburgh Fringe, so we'll see how that goes. But it'll be interesting to see how much battery we actually have when we arrive, and whether or not we're in trouble on Sunday.
I don't think we'll be either way if we arrive with 41.
No, I agree.
I mean, you know, we could, if we wanted to be really clever, we could stop at the next Abington. I could go and get a cup of tea, and in the 10 minutes it takes me to do that, you'd probably add 30 miles on there, and that would give us an even bigger buffer.
Do you want to do that?
I think so, because then I'll take over for the last journey.
Okay, fine.
And then
we can do that.
We've shared it pretty evenly now.
We can do that. So here we are in Edinburgh. Sunny Edinburgh.
We are indeed in sunny Edinburgh. We even got my sunglasses on, and that's not just for show.
No, it's not. It's absolutely stunning here.
It's beautiful.
And the countryside on the way in has been amazing. We got 5 miles to go, 116 miles in the tank.
Now we did stop at that little...
We did.
And there were 3 white Tesla Model S's all in a row. We should have taken a picture of that.
We should have actually.
That was
we were the
quite
fourth.
Cool. Two either side of us were facelifters. Ours was the old shape. But we've just got a few miles to go, and we've done it well, really, haven't we? It's been easy. We stopped off at Abingdon just for me to go and get a cup of tea, and it put 30 miles into the tank in a couple of minutes, however long it took me to.
Yeah, it was nothing. And I think it was going in at 81 kilowatts.
Right.
I think I saw on the app while you were in there.
So that's just given us a little extra buffer, but we got stacks. We're 40 miles to go back to that, which we're going to have breakfast there on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And we've got 116 in the tank.
Yeah. So we could, even if we wanted to, go back to Greenwich.
Yeah. But we won't.
We don't think we will.
200 yards, turn
So all in all, the trip's gone well. It is now what? It is 5:45. So we're in good time. We're going to be in Edinburgh in 45 minutes drinking beer and going to see the first of our 4 comedy shows.
Can't wait.
So all in all, it's been... Oh.
That's my music just kicked back on for some reason.
And all in all, it's been pretty painless, hasn't it?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Should we sign out?
For now, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Yes, if not before.
A little bit hungover, probably.
Hopefully.
So, here we are. It is Saturday morning, not Sunday, like I said when we signed off last. You'll notice I'm alone in the Tesla. My annoying backseat driver has departed so he can set up the drone, and I'm trying to find somewhere to spin around up here so we can get some cool B-roll shots of me coming back up this road. It's straight, it's a beautiful day here in Edinburgh, an absolutely stunning morning.
So, our initial plan then is Sunday morning. We've had a good time.
We've had a brilliant time.
We've seen loads of comedy shows, it's 7 in fact, haven't we? Through our long conversations about how we're going to get home and the best plan, we did sort of think, because yesterday we went off and got some B-roll stuff with the drone and stuff, so we popped into the airport, didn't we, and charged up.
Yeah.
Where we met a couple who just picked up their brand new Model 3 long range.
I think we should talk about that when we're on the road.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
Okay. So, so we are sat here now outside our Airbnb, just about to start our journey home. It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We've got 146 miles already in the tank. If we put in where we're going to in Bristol, the sat-nav saying go to Gretna Green, go to Kiel, which is the same as the way up.
Yeah.
We wanted to, though, in our chat, didn't we, to go to Abington.
We did. And
breakfast.
Yeah, and I was against that until we turned the cameras on, and then I thought about it. Now I think I'm back with it.
Right.
And I'm back with it because we're going to get to our final destination. If we follow this, final destination 13%.
Yeah.
Which isn't enough.
No.
Because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere in Bristol. You're going to need to get to Cribs.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to stop at Cribs Causeway on the way anyway.
Yeah.
So if we decide to stop at Abingdon, which is there,
yeah.
which is not there, but it's there for that
Yeah.
turning. Then it's going to take us somewhere down here, probably T-Bay.
Blackpool, yeah, T-Bay maybe. Oh, T-Bay for lunch would be nice.
Yeah.
Nice services.
And then we're going to go to, and then this big leg will switch to here and we'll go to Cribs.
Yeah. And we've
So-
got to go there anyway.
We're going to completely ignore the Tesla suggestion and do our own thing. Right, so we are at Abington Supercharger.
Yes.
We have charged.
Both the car and us.
We have indeed with breakfast. We are at 204 miles on the charge, down to 30 kilowatts. So this is the point now where it almost becomes not worth waiting around.
Yeah.
We don't exactly know our final destination, which is a bit of a pain. But I think we put in Gordano's services, which is on the M5, just south of Bristol, because that's a good midway point, and if we need a charge, we're sort of heading towards one.
Yeah. So we're doing it manually, basically, aren't we?
But there's no way that we've been able to find, at least, of editing our trip. There's no way to say we want to go to this supercharger, this super. No, it's just
that's the only. This is awesome, and I wouldn't want to not use this because the whole car operates around this system, doesn't it? So you'd want to use the sat nav on here, but there are a few things that are just a little bit backwards on it.
Can't put in waypoints.
That's incredible.
We
I can't believe that.
Edit our trip. Like it's saying there now, we'll get to that services with 16% battery. We'll get there with at least 23, won't we?
Maybe 25.
Based on everything else we've done.
Yeah. Which is fine. And then we can charge up there, and we've only got one stop then, haven't we? Because we're going to be able to get from there to where we're going.
And we'll see how we feel. 2 hours, 24 minutes is a long way for our notoriously terrible bladders.
And what time will we get there? Just in time for lunch. Perfect timing.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Now, see, when you asked the system to do it, and it gave you 2 stops, it may have been like 20 minutes at each, just to top up. Look.
Yeah, I didn't look how much it was.
No, but I bet that's what it was. Whereas this one now, we'll have to have a meaningful charge there, but then we're going to have lunch. So that makes sense. So I reckon we should
we've
do it.
Totally thrown out the Tesla plan, and we're doing our own plan.
Yeah. Do we do that then?
Let's do it.
We better unplug then. So, Matt, summary of since the last charge, I think, without taking your concentration off the road.
We've done a lot. We've gone very far. We have 15 minutes to go, 6.7 miles to go to our next charge in Charnock, Richard. So we've gone, how far have we gone? We've gone 152 miles. So we're going to do 160 miles.
Since the last charge.
Since the last charge.
Since breakfast.
Which has taken about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We're going to get there with 15% battery, which is definitely the lowest we've had it so far.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about it.
We have had a few conversations about this, and we haven't reached the services before this one, like the point of no return. I think we've experienced a little bit of range anxiety.
For the first time?
For the first time. Only because we're trying to push it. Right, now we need to concentrate here because you've now, if you miss this,
But then
turn
we're
it
in
off,
serious trouble.
We are in big trouble. So I'll carry on talking while you focus on the road.
Fair enough.
Because we're coming off the M6 now to go onto the B52, 56. Even though on the map it looks like, no, there's no junction there probably, look. So there's no
do you
junction
think?
off the motorway, no, for that. So we just follow what the car is telling us to do. So yeah, so we have had a little bit of rain, but only because we've gone against what the car says, I think. And I think
Yes.
maybe in the algorithm for the car, it works out that it works out that maybe, you know, if you miss one stop, you've got enough to get to the next. Where because of what we've done, we haven't got that.
Yeah.
We haven't got enough to get to the next stop if we miss this one. And it
So-
sort of took us back to that fabulous movie Apollo 13 when we thought we're going to have to start shutting down systems
Shutting down all the systems, yeah, absolutely.
so that we've got just enough energy to get us to the charge station. So yeah, so range anxiety is a little bit
Please follow the road.
a little bit real on this, but I think it's probably because we've tried to make it only 2 stops.
Yeah, we
probably
pushed
would
it.
have, we
Pushed
pushed
as much
it.
as possible.
Yeah. Whereas if we'd just done what the car had said, but the problem with doing what the car had said, I don't think the timings were as good, were they, for breakfast
For us
and
to
then
eat,
lunch?
yeah, for sure.
So I think we've done it right, but we'll see. Anyway, so there we are. But we'll let the cameras run for a bit. I can always edit this bit out, can't
Yeah.
I? If we don't want to.
The only other thing we can talk about if you want is the Model 3 that we saw yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So in the last couple of miles before we pull in, then I don't know whether I mentioned it earlier on in the video. I might have done, but we went and did some footage with a drone, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we thought we'd pop into Edinburgh airport because there's 2 Teslas there.
2 Tesla chargers, yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, anybody that goes there, by the way, right, when you pull into it, you do have to go into the little car park. Don't do what we did, went past it and have to go round the loop and pay £2 because you have to go through the drop-off zone. Anyway, as we got back into the car park, you don't have to pay to go in the car park, you just press the buzzer and tell him that you're looking for access to the Tesla chargers and they open the barrier for free. We went in there, there was one already there, so we took the second space up. A couple of seconds later, another Model X appeared, so they had to wait. But the guy in the Model X next to us got out of his car and said 5 minutes, that's all I'm going to be. So that was good. Anyway, and then so we decided to go and walk and get a coffee. As we were walking, we saw a Tesla Model 3, blue one.
Do exactly what we did.
Yeah, going
Make
through
the wrong turn.
Going
Yeah.
through the drop-off point. So I had a feeling he was coming to charge anyway. So we looked at the app once I'd finished my tea, you hadn't finished your coffee, right? And I'll walk over now because we had enough charge for what we wanted to do. So we thought we would take it off the charger so that he could get on there. And yes, he was waiting there. And he was a really nice guy, and his family was there, his wife, his 2 kids. I didn't take any footage of it because I just didn't feel like we should. But it was a Model 3 long range, brand new. He just picked it up. He was like a kid with a new toy, obviously. He just picked it up from the garage, literally an hour before we saw him.
But you'd be gutted, wouldn't you? If you just picked up your Model 3 from the garage and thought, right, let's go charge it quickly then.
Yeah, showing your wife and your kids how great this new technology is.
And you
pull
show up and they're all taken.
That must have been a bit gutted.
And you've got to wait.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'll never have to do this at a petrol station.
You can imagine, well, Tracy would definitely be going, so is this what it's like? Is it every time you want to charge it up, you've got to wait and turn?
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But on the counter side, us then going up to him and saying, look, I'm going to take my car out early for you to get in there. It's probably, there is a bit of a club. There's no doubt about that.
But how nice would it have been for him on the Tesla app to have been able to register his interest in using one, and then when we're sat across the road having a coffee, it pings us and goes, somebody's queuing, just to let you know, there's no obligation to take your car away.
Yeah.
But if, like us, we had it there kind of for the sake of it while we were drinking our tea,
yeah,
you would have known for sure. You'd assumed that he would be waiting there because we saw him at a glance, but you could, that could be functionality that could be in there.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
I do like, the other thing we discovered before we go back to him is that there is this late, and we just looked on the one we're going to now, it's 70 pence a minute. If you're idle,
Yes.
so like if your battery is fully charged or to what you wanted it to, and you leave it idle, then you're going to be charged 70 pence a minute, which I think is awesome. That's a brilliant idea because that's really going to stop people leaving them in there. But anyway.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, so he was so nice, this guy, and his wife and his 2 kids. His son was gutted because he couldn't get on the insurance for 2 years for the car and wanted to have a go. His wife clearly was also had her eyes on it. For sure.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate.
No, going all right. And but he was so nice. He'd picked this car up brand new, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, have a sit in it if you want." So we both had to sit in it, in the driver's seat. And first thing we noticed when we sat in, what was that, Matt?
It was way comfier. It was, so like, I don't think of this as an uncomfortable car at all.
No.
But that was like sitting
In
on,
half a mile,
like a
take the
luxury
second
armchair.
exit from
Yeah.
the
It was
roundabout
like-
and follow the
Yeah, I don't know.
M49.
Spongy, soft.
I don't know.
The leather wasn't like shiny leather like this. It was like a soft leather, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It was
I don't
plush,
know whether
wasn't
it is
it?
leather, but yeah.
It was so much more comfortable to sit in.
Yeah. Definitely felt smaller because this feels big,
Yes.
but it didn't feel awkwardly smaller. It felt right smaller.
Yeah.
And it just, the minimalist dash, because you hadn't seen that before. Oh,
I hadn't.
No, you must have, because we saw it fully charged.
I was sat in the back seat though, wasn't I?
Ah, yeah.
So,
So the dash with just that one screen, I mean, it looked stunning. Fair play.
Yeah.
Minimalist. I mean, everybody likes it,
yards,
but
take the second exit from the roundabout and follow the
it was
M49.
awesome. So if he is watching the video, a big thank you. We don't know his name. We didn't take any of that. Didn't get the cameras out because it felt a bit awkward. But I wish I had in a way, because I think he would have liked it, and I think that he definitely would like to have shown it off, as I would as well. But it was the long-range dual motor one. So yeah. So well, we've got a few minutes. Conclusions on what this has done for my desire to have a Tesla. I think it's definitely. I've got a deposit down for an MG ZS EV at the moment, but I only did that because it was a refundable deposit. But it's definitely made me think. It feels like putting up with a Nokia
Please
330
follow
when
the
you really want an
road for
iPhone,
2 miles.
something like that. So. Yeah, so my thought is now Model 3 standard range. I don't think I need the long range.
I don't think you do.
I don't think I do.
Because what were you saying? The standard range for the Model 3 is 240?
Well, yeah, real world's probably closer to 200 maybe.
Sure. But you're never going to do it.
No.
And even if you did do this trip again next year, you could do it on that.
You'd still do 2 stops like we've done.
Yeah.
Or 3 at worst. And also, like, I do go to London now and again, but I would, even if I had a long range, I'd still pull into Reading and top up.
Yeah, of course you would.
And then do my bit in London and come back out and have breakfast at Reading when I'm
Yeah.
topping up to drive home. So I don't think it is going to make any difference to me. I think the performance difference, of course, there is a performance difference in the dual motor, which would be nice to have, but I just can't warrant the 10 grand more, basically. And I think this performs the same as the standard Model 3, 5.5 seconds to 0 to 60. I'm probably wrong with that, but if that is right, well, that's plenty fast enough. I mean, even this one at 5.5 seconds, it hurts, doesn't it? You can feel.
I wouldn't say it hurts.
Well, it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. It does make me feel a little, not queasy, but I do. You can feel the G-force when you put your foot down.
You can for sure feel it, pushing you back in your seat. Does it just make you feel queasy when I do it and you're in the passenger seat though, because you're backseat driver? Or is it when you're in the driver's seat as well?
Well, if I'm in the driver's seat, I mean, yeah, so it's probably more when you're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, that's not being backseat driver, that's because I don't know it's coming, maybe.
Sure, okay, fine.
Whereas when I'm doing it, I know it's coming.
Fair enough.
Oh, right round. Oh. That's a good move.
In 300 yards, turn right, then you will reach your destination.
There we go.
This right?
I don't think so, no. Over the bridge, look.
Yeah,
Over the bridge there. First right off the bridge. Yeah, that's the motorway,
Now
look.
turn
Yeah.
right.
So we couldn't have got off there, see?
Yeah, I guess not.
Which is stupid. Why haven't they put an exit on that motorway so that we didn't have to do that last 5.5 miles? What the heck?
Oh, from July, this road will have no public access.
Automatic barrier system will be in operation.
So we can't get on this way.
go on, just go for it, because at the end of the day, we're going to use the...
No public access.
Well, you can get on the intercom on there. Leave this running for this bit. Access for hotel guests only. That's all right.
Please ring with intercom.
Yeah, use the intercom and just say we're trying to get to the chargers.
Hi there, we're just trying to get to the Tesla superchargers, and I think we've got a little bit turned around. Are we able to go through this barrier?
Unfortunately not, I'm afraid. The
minutes, we're low on battery, so we won't make it around. There's no way you can let us through at all.
Unfortunately not, no.
And I can see the chargers here. I mean, I know there's rules and stuff, but there's surely got to be a bit of common sense flexibility here. You know, we've got a long way to drive. We've got another 220 miles to drive. You know, I mean, can we not be reasonable about this and just let us in to charge up the bridge? We turn left again and we get on to the M6 heading south.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the next junction 27, did you say?
Yeah.
We come off that, turn around, go back on the M6 heading north, and then we can get off at the services. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. That's ridiculous. I tell you what, I'm glad that's on film.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good thing on film. So, wow.
Did you film it, did you?
Yeah, well, I'm still on. We're still recording.
Oh, God.
And my mic was working. So, how ridiculous. We need to show what we can see here, don't we?
Yeah. So the Tesla superchargers are 100 meters that way. No, 200 meters
see
that
them.
way. I can see them. This barrier apparently will absolutely not let us through.
There's the Tesla chargers over there. You might be able just to see them with that shot.
And this is the route that Tesla took us.
Yes.
So,
Well, we're okay because we've still got 33 miles, but
well,
we got a 4-mile trip.
I believe that when I see it. I don't think it'll be 4 miles by any means.
Anyway, we have definitely got range anxiety now. So we should have stayed on the motorway.
Yeah.
So if you are coming southbound down the M6,
So I need to go left
you have
here
to go
now.
left here, and we've got to get back on the motorway.
Please turn soon. In 200 yards, turn
Can you
left
turn her
onto
off?
the A49.
Oh, that's a no entry.
Ah. Well, no, we must have to do it then. That's what she said, Matt.
So you want me to go down a no entry now?
Yeah.
You
Because if we go that way, we're just going to go back the way we came.
Yeah. You want me to do it?
Yeah, but you won't spin round, will you?
Oh, just.
Now turn right.
Right. So,
I think this is a bad idea.
In
no,
300
I think this is
yards,
what we've got to
turn
do.
right, then
So we've got to get
you
to
will
the other
reach
side of
your
the services,
destination.
then we've got to go down and get back onto the other side. So we'll have to just put the hazards on.
Okay.
Right. So just take it nice and slowly.
Wait, this is the same sign, no public access.
Just go down here a minute, Matt. Just listen to what the woman said. This will get us to
In
the wrong
50
side.
yards, make a U-turn if possible.
Right, go
In
through
40 yards, make a U-turn if possible.
Right, actually, take your time. Take your time. Right, okay. I think I've seen something about this on a
In
video.
40 yards, make a U-turn if possible.
Right.
So where are we now?
Now we need to take the exit onto the motorway. Right, heading south.
Which is down here, head south.
Yeah. So if you're heading, I'm going to do a little separate video on this because Ramada need somebody needs shooting for the most ridiculous.
You can't say that if Americans are watching.
Right.
That was a
Okay.
lot.
Somebody. Yeah. So if you're heading north, if you're heading south from Scotland, and you want to use this charge point, which is the Channock Richard one,
In 2 miles, take the
ignore the
exit
sat
right.
nav in your Tesla, carry on the M6 south until you get to junction 27. At that point, you're going to need to turn around, go back up north, another 2 miles or whatever it is, 5 miles and a half. Go into the services that way is the only way you can get access to the chargers. Then somehow we'll have to do this again then, we'll have to come round
Yes.
to come out back south then. We are now definitely in the range anxiety zone. Unbelievable.
You could
400 yards,
just have a camera
take
there. I mean,
the
you've
exit
got-
from the roundabout
you've got
onto
number
the
plate recognition
M6
there.
Yeah.
towards
So you could just have a
Preston.
camera there that spots the number plate, goes, that
Yeah.
person isn't a
Yeah.
resident of the hotel.
But it is a Tesla.
But they haven't used any of our spaces. They've used the Tesla charger point, obviously. So
Yeah. Well, a bit like the one we saw at the airport.
yes,
You know, they let you into the car park where you'd normally have to pay. Because you just press the buzzer and say, oh no, I just want to use the superchargers, and they let you in. So why couldn't they do the same?
Absolutely.
And
why relinquish control? There's no way they haven't got some sort of override.
We're on nearly, I think.
No. Then. We're still at red light.
No, you're right. There must be a way of doing it. Or if an ambulance wanted to get in there, I bet they'd put the barrier down then, which rightly so. But I'm not saying we're, the same importance as a
obviously.
Ambulance. Right,
Point
now
is,
you need to go round now, we need to go north now.
Yeah.
And then we're getting straight off at the services.
Yeah. Point is, common sense, there's a common sense should prevail.
Which doesn't with Ramada. So my message is never stay at Ramada Hotel anymore. I'm never going to stay at one. I don't think I've ever stayed at one. No, actually,
Tesla owners
boycott
unite and boycott Ramada. Am I in the wrong lane here?
No, you've got to go round you. Yes, yeah.
But there will be people in the comments saying, well, you pushed it. You didn't go to the Tesla charging point Tesla wanted you to go to. You pushed it.
Yeah, maybe
now you're low.
Maybe Tesla in a journey avoids this one, which is crazy on the basis they've got 12 stations there.
Well, but if you're on a southbound journey, maybe it does.
Yeah.
Maybe Tesla's saying, well, you're travelling south. This is a north-only charging point, so you can't.
Yeah.
We're not going to register it as one you can use.
Yeah. That is ridiculous.
So we've gone through 2 no entries now to get where we need to go, just because they wouldn't lower a barrier.
We probably could have come in this way somewhere.
And look, I mean, their car park, I don't know if you can see this on the GoPro, it's rammed. So I understand why they're so protective of their car park that is full of people, so much so that I'm going to reverse up the whole car park because there's nobody else in it.
And certainly, oh, by the way, there's no way I'm going to Ramada for a coffee while we're waiting for this to charge and buy lunch. No way on earth. We're going to walk to the services and get lunch because I would not spend a penny with Ramada because I can't stand people that have these rules that are just so illogical.
I can't believe it's been there a year. I can't believe they haven't come into it.
Right, okay, we should say
this is interesting. There's quite a bit of rubbish here.
Maybe everybody that's got a Tesla already knows about this, that uses this route. But there must be people who don't go to Scotland very often.
I mean that's crazy.
I might go into Ramada and use their toilet because I'm busting.
Oh yeah, destroy it.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, sign off.
We'll sign off there. Open the charge port, Matt. Yeah, can you turn the cameras off?
Yeah, I'll. Cabin overheat protection disabled. State. Oh, interesting.
What's that?
Cabin overheat protection disabled. State of battery charge too low.
Yeah.
So now Tesla's going to let us boil in our cabin because we've taken the battery too low.
Right. Why isn't that started? Are you?
It is. It takes a minute.
So we've just had lunch. Zinger.
Nobody gets these jokes. They didn't come to the comedy festival.
I know. That was very funny. I might just try and find a clip of that little bit, and then you could play that, couldn't they? Or put a link. Anyway.
Just go see Tom.
So first thing I've got to do is apologise to Ramada
because it has nothing to do with them.
Apparently, it has nothing to do with them. It is the motorways agency that have done it. Something about not being able to have a link between the two services. The bizarre thing is now, it makes it even worse. We can't now go back through that barrier, therefore to get back on the southbound, we've now got to get on the northbound M6 again, and go up to the next junction, which is, we don't know how far it is, but it's somewhere. Called something or other.
I think it's like 10 miles.
Yeah, anyway. We think it's a 10-mile round trip to go up there and come back to where we started off here. We can't even sneak. They've, of course, we should take a picture of this, you might see it on the earlier video, but they've put boulders all along the edge of the grass, so you can't. I mean, I did, not that I would do this in a higher car, obviously. Point that out to EV Vision, but you could have, maybe have got on the grass and just bypassed that barrier, which I'm sure people have done. Hence the reason they put the boulders there.
Maybe.
But anyway, I went into the Ramada to use the toilet, so I thought, why not? And the girl behind the counter there was very nice. Behind reception was very nice, actually. It was the lady that I spoke to.
On the intercom.
So I apologise for getting a little bit ratty with her, because I didn't get ratty, but I just said it was a bit stupid. It is a stupid thing.
Yeah.
And she agrees. In fact, the only people that can come through it, and we just saw one, is their staff members have got, the registration programmed into it, and so the barrier drops. We've even thought of maybe just staying there until the staff member comes in. As one is right now,
Floor it!
And yeah, so if you're here at the changeover of staff and
No,
you're prepared to...
Isn't that a
really-
Model X?
No, that's not.
No, it's not a staff member.
And you're prepared to... You've got 1, 2...
Well, they're not
3,
turning into the Ramada.
4, 5, 6... No, it could be staff of the services, look.
Suspect.
6 seconds from the barrier going down to be able to jet stream back out.
There's no way you can do that.
I think we're on a changeover of staff because I think there's another one coming then, wasn't there? Quick, quick!
No way, don't do it. Do not do it.
I'd love to.
There is, don't do it because you will cock it up.
We could though.
On you. Don't.
1, 2, 3, 4 seconds.
Seriously.
Try ask this bloke. Have you ever had anybody tailgate?
No. Just go.
Yeah.
There is a scratch down there. There's like a noticeable.
Yeah, that was on the
Chunk
car.
out of it.
Yeah, so maybe that's what's
So
happened.
maybe that's what's causing it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can see down
Now
there.
turn left.
So how far have I got to go before I got to pull over?
It was 3
2.5
miles when
miles.
we left the station. Then it was 3 miles, 3 and a bit miles, 3.2.
Yeah.
So it's 7 miles probably.
Yeah.
All in
That's
all.
not too bad, I don't suppose, in the scale of things.
No, it's not. It's not the end of the world.
Knowledge is king there, isn't it? If you knew it, you would avoid it, wouldn't you?
It's definitely not the end of the world, but yeah, like you need to know because you could be in a worse situation than we were. We were there with 30 miles, 32 miles I think we had on the battery when we
In
pulled
2
up.
miles,
Yeah.
take the exit left.
But she's pushing it. It's tight. It's scary.
Yeah.
And maybe there are loads of Tesla owners out there that always take it to 30. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're so used to putting it to 30
Yeah.
that us being worried about being at 30 is a joke. And
They'll be laughing
fair
at
enough.
us.
Fair enough if that's the case. But I was scared. I was terrified.
Yeah. God, how tempted was that to try and tailgate those people going over the
I wasn't
barrier?
tempted at all.
I was.
Naughty.
Well, we are how many miles away from our
15.
journey end? 15 miles away. We have travelled today since 8 o'clock this morning. Well, just after 8 o'clock on it, I think.
410 miles.
410
It'll be 425 miles by the time we get there.
Yeah, and by the time I get home, after dropping you off, it'll be another
50 probably?
30 or 40, won't it, on top of it? Maybe 50, yeah. This has been a long journey now. It was 8 o'clock when we left. It's now 7 p.m.
Yeah, we got into a
So-
lot of traffic. There was a big crash
Yeah.
on the M6 and yeah.
Yeah, so 7.5 hours, so 8 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is 7:40, 11 and a half hours journey today.
But
Which I don't feel I don't feel like I've done 11 hours in a car.
absolutely not. No.
And part of that is down to how much ease, we both just said, we're going to miss this car.
Yeah.
How easy it is to drive, particularly in stop-start traffic on the motorway.
Yeah.
And you haven't got gears to worry about, and you can, with the 1 foot driving just about. I mean, it's almost as good as the e-pedal on the Nissan Leaf.
I mean, this is all regenerative now.
Yeah. The Nissan Leaf will stop you completely. You probably have to touch the brake at the very end of this, but anyway. So what do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I love it. And if I could, I'd order it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like.
But would you
legit
order
love it.
this, or would you order the 3?
The three for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on, this guy. Yeah. Yeah, definitely the 3. You know, I was unsure when we were talking about the 3 on the way up. Because I think yesterday when we met that guy at the airport, I think that's the first time I sat in the front of the 3.
Yeah.
And it actually isn't as bad as I thought. I thought not having a dash and stuff, I thought I really wouldn't like that. And obviously I didn't drive it, but just sat in the front there, actually, it was really nice.
Yeah, nice place to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've loved it. I've got to say, even I was already convinced I wanted an electric car. I know that. I was already convinced I wanted a Tesla. I would have an S if I could get an S for a really good one for 10,000 less than buying a Model 3. I would seriously think about it. But at the moment you can't. You're looking at something like this. It's about 36 to 40,000, which is the same as the Model 3. And then I think to have the Model 3 with a 4-year warranty where a second-hand S wouldn't have that necessarily
Yeah.
unless you bought it from Tesla.
You're lacking the autopilot, which
Yeah.
is another 2.5 grand.
In this one.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So, but it's been brilliant fun. I've really enjoyed it. We've had a cracking weekend.
Yeah.
So we've done two things. We've had brilliant fun in a Tesla for the whole weekend. We've realised that actually having an electric car, even for the odd road trip that you'll do, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, if that, is not an issue. It's a non-issue. It's, you know, you can easily cope with it. In fact, if anything, it makes the whole experience. You do need a plan, but that's been quite good fun, and we've had fun doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, trying to do the maths. I mean, maybe the novelty of that would wear off.
If you're doing it every week.
Interestingly, Tesla doesn't know that this is a road. So this will be fun.
Right, okay.
Luckily I do, so there we go.
All right. And so that's the one thing we've done. We've had good fun in this car, and it's been awesome to drive, and I love it. And the other thing is we've been to the Fringe and watched we watched 7 comedians over a day and a bit.
Which I couldn't recommend enough. And,
that was awesome.
And I would just want to spend more time there.
Yeah.
Like next year, if we really do it in your Model 3 next year, which we've been talking about, we'll see. I think we should go for the bank holiday weekend and have an extra 2 days.
So do we need to sign out? Is there anything you want to say in summary that we haven't already said?
I think we're just even more sold on this electric car idea than we were before. We've really pushed it to the limits, and it hasn't been. It's not the end of the world. It's it's taken us a long time today.
Yeah.
But it would have taken us a long time in a petrol car as well, and we would have had a lot less fun.
Yeah. And now the only one thing I want to jump in, this is not a negative, but it was a surprise to me, was how many people we've been lucky with the Tesla superchargers, and that surprised me. So the one we just went to now for our last charge, which was begin with K, didn't it? What was it? Kiel. We pulled in there. We hadn't looked at it, but there were 4 charge stations, of which 3 were already occupied. So that's the second time we've managed to get the last one.
Yeah.
And then when we came back after our lunch, there was somebody waiting.
Somebody was queuing
to get in there. So we've been lucky that we haven't had to queue. Oh no, you've got to get in here.
All right.
Yeah, there's one right there.
Yeah.
We were lucky that we haven't had to queue, but we can see that there have been people that have had to do that. So that made me think, all right, it was a weekend. Maybe they're busier on a weekend than they are in the week. Obviously they would be. But I was surprised that there were some stations where. Like the one we went to, the bloody barrier thing. God damn. There was 12 there, and we were the only one there at the beginning, wasn't
Yeah. And one other person showed up, they were gone before we got back.
Yeah. But I was surprised at the other 2 that, if we'd been 5 minutes later, we'd have been waiting. And I'm not quite sure how that would have gone down, but there we are. But we were lucky. So that's the only thing that surprised me. Other than that, brilliant, perfect, and why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why not just do it right now?
Go on then, order your Model 3. Let's go.
That'd be a good end of the video, wouldn't it?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. I thought it was cancer after I stopped recording.
Just do it for the video.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, so there we are. So, all in all, fantastic. If you've watched all of this, that is amazing, because it's probably going to be a very long video.
Maybe split it up.
I might split it up. I might put a full one on. But if you have, thank you very much indeed for watching all of it, and please do subscribe or like it, etc, etc. And we'll catch you next time when we perhaps update as to whether I do get one, maybe, and when it is. So is that it?
That's it.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Bye.